KernRadio.com. Now, here is your host, JR.
Top of the day to you. This is the JR Show. I am your host, JR Flores. You're listening to Kern Radio. Check us out online at KernRadio.com. You can also download that Kern Radio app to your smart device. Take us anywhere you go, and now streaming on YouTube. Head over to YouTube, search up Kern Radio, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and come along with us every single day at 2:05. You can also find us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and X. Just search up Kern Radio. I am also out there, JR Flores, or why not JR, broadcasting live from the Kern Radio studios, powered by Adaptive Networks. For all your IT needs, give them a call. 661-241-0638. That's Adaptive Networks, help keeping us on the air and online for all of you. Like I said, head over to YouTube. We're sharing more videos, more clips. You can find more clips from just selective interviews from the shows. We're also putting out shorts, so you're going to want to head over to YouTube and our social media pages, all of them, Kern Radio, mine, and Ralph's, to catch all those little clips and whatnot. Speaking of which, we have a great show for you lined up today. Boy, do we. Plenty to talk about. Of course, we will discuss the interview yesterday on the Ralph Bailey Show with Sheriff Donnie Youngblood. What he said, we'll hear from the sheriff. Am I getting my tapes? That's all I want to know. I'm going to get the tapes. I might not get the tapes, but I'm going to get something. And then what else do we have to talk about? Christian Romo, guest, will stop by. He is the chairman of the Kern County Democratic Party. We'll talk about the governor's race. Maybe he'll chime in about the Scrivener incident and case ongoing. And then we'll also talk about other local politics with my buddy Christian Romo. And what else? Trans athletes. We have to discuss that. The Supreme Court had their hearing today, as most of you may have caught on the news. We'll discuss trans athletes in female sports. And the Clintons defy a subpoena in relation to the Epstein files. No, you didn't hear anybody. Nobody cares anymore, I guess. Well, maybe if anybody cares, talk about how the Clintons are defying a subpoena when it comes to the Epstein case. And more NFL coaching news, as another coach, this one, steps aside after 19 years after his Pittsburgh Steelers lost last night. Mike Tomlin stepping away as the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, where he might end up, and the coaching carousel begins. We'll break it down all with our man Chris Burdick from the Early Bird Special. You can hear that 7 to 9 a.m. on our sister station, KGEO Sports Talk, 1230 a.m., 101.1 FM. They're also on YouTube. Just search them up, the Early Bird Special. And then I'll tell you about a man that won $1.2 million. $1.2 million. Not here locally, but I'll tell you the story and why it's even a story. But we have to begin with the bombshell that Sheriff Donnie Youngblood dropped yesterday on the Ralph Bailey Show. This all started, for those that haven't been following along, you can never assume, I guess, that everybody knows what I'm talking about when I say the Zach Scrivener case and the incident that took place up in his Tehachapi home, I don't know, over a year and a half ago, involving his children, him being stabbed, him being accused of sexually assaulting his own daughter, being under the influence of psychotics. And what went down that night with who was all there, who called who. We know that the district attorney, Zach Scrivener's aunt, called the sheriff. The sheriff called in his deputies. The deputies came. I'm assuming we all know that. I'm assuming we all know that Zach Scrivener then, instead of being charged with any sexual crimes, was just charged with child abuse, child endangerment, whatever, and it got his mental health diversion. Thank you to state attorney screwing up the whole case. not bringing in a doctor to refute what H.A. Sala's doctor says, not charging him with the sexual crime. And now we've learned not even charging his mother with obstruction. Because as the sheriff said on the Ralph Bailey show, and as the Attorney General kind of hinted at or just dropped himself during the mental health diversion case, was that Kern High School board trustee member and Zach Scrivener's mom, Kathy Scrivener, was encouraging the kids not to talk to investigators, not to talk to deputies that night, that she displayed being more upset that her sister even called in the sheriff's department. And so ever since the Attorney General or the attorney for the state dropped that, then 2 days later or a day and a half later, Kathy Scrivener comes out and releases a statement saying, I would never do that. I've never done that. I don't know. It's my duty. And I would never do that. Not even my own grandkids, my own kids, da, 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 da. Well, then I caught wind that it's all on tape, that it's all right there on the body cam footage. So what did I do? I put in a Freedom of Information Act. I said, I want to see the tapes. Investigation's over. Give me the tapes. Give me the investigative reports. All of it. I want all of it. Did you grab the clip from Donnie saying, I'm not getting my tapes, Chris?
I was unable to find that.
That's all right. Donnie told Ralph yesterday that I'm not getting my tapes. Something about the law prohibits them releasing it because there's juveniles involved. And I get it when it comes to the tape. But can I get some transcripts? Can I get the report? Can I get the initial investigation and the complete investigation that was turned over to the state attorney general's office? Because I remember another similar case involving another Kern County supervisor whose spouse, who is now receiving mental health diversion, and rightfully so, Supervisor Leticia Perez, in the incident with her husband, Fernando Jara, in which he was threatening everybody in the house, including his children. And that report was released. That investigation was released. I read through it. I saw the redacted names. Protect the innocent, but I want the report. Donnie also said that they couldn't release any of it unless the mother requested it, and a juvenile court would have to. Juvenile judge would have to then determine whether or not the mother had rights to the case or to the video. It's just a messy situation. And then you get into the back and forth since we can't see the tapes. Then who's lying? Is Kathy Scrivener lying that she never said that she never did that? Or is the attorney general, the attorney, lying for the state? Are Donnie's deputies lying? So in light of getting the tape, Ralph, kudos to him, the Ralph Bailey show coming up here after this show at 3. Just ask Donnie, did you see the tape? What's on the tape? Can you describe to us what's on the tape? And thank God for Sheriff Donnie Youngblood, who has tried, the only one in this whole matter that has tried to be as transparent as he possibly could about any of the things that were going on. There's some other things I could critique the sheriff on, like why he wasn't arrested. Who did end up taking him to Mary Kay Shell? Do we know if he got there? Was he booked? Did he stay?
I believe he did say that a deputy took him.
I believe during the interview he said that he wasn't sure, but then Ralph said that yes, he confirmed that I believe a deputy did take him to Mary Kay Shell. Whether he was cuffed, was he patted down? He was under the influence. We know that. Not only that, we know that he had illegal weapons. If that were you or I, we would have been cuffed a long time ago. But that's beside the point. Or is it? That's up for you to decide. But then it's, well, who's lying about what Kathy Scrivener said? Well, here is Donnie Youngblood from the Ralph Bailey Show yesterday describing what is on the body cam from the night of the incident.
So what happened was I've had a lot of people ask me if the AG was telling the truth, or if Kathy Scrivener was telling the truth, or if the deputies were telling the truth. So I had my staff, I said, I want you to pull the body-worn camera. I do not want you to tell me what it says. I want to watch it myself. And I did, and there was absolutely no doubt in my mind that she did that.
I mean, there are direct quotes on that video of her instructing the children, correct?
Yes. She walked in when the two juvenile males were being interviewed, and she said, what's going on in here? You guys need to not say too much, just keep quiet.
Wow.
The investigator said, hey, listen, we're not allowed to do that. It's a crime to dissuade people from making reports to law enforcement. And Kathy says, oh, I know, but this is escalating into something, a real big mess.
Wow. I know it's illegal for me to dissuade witnesses from talking to police, but this has just become a big mess that you have been trying to cover up since it began. And then you have the gall to show up to last night's meeting, your Kern High School District Board of Trustee meeting. Apparently you didn't listen to the Ralph Bailey Show. I'm telling you, you got to go over to YouTube, subscribe. It'll tell you every time that we're live. Just watch it. But nobody else at the meeting seemed to care either. Not one of her fellow members, not one of her fellow trustees, not one of them has stepped up and said, Kathy, what happened that night? Is it true? As a mandated reporter, did you fail in your duty to protect children? Which is a shame. Thankfully, I believe it was KGT showed up at the meeting. Were they really shooting video through the window yesterday, by the way? They look like, no offense, KGT, and I know they listen. But it looked like they were shooting through the window yesterday, Chris, like little peeping Toms. You guys can come in. It's okay. We're not going to bite. But that is unbelievable that she, according to the sheriff, is on the body cam footage walking in while the two sons, I would assume, are being not questioned, but being not interrogated, but being questioned, conducting an investigation, talking to the witnesses. And she comes into the room like, what is going on here? Why are you talking? Be careful what you say. Just keep quiet. This is becoming a bigger mess than what it needs to be. Wow. You better hope, Miss Scrivener. Oh, and then after the meeting, KGT did track her down. Did you get that little clip, Chris?
I haven't been able to track
Where
down.
she says, I don't know anything about that. Miss Scrivener, do you have any comments on what the sheriff said today on the Ralph Bailey Show about you being on body cam, interfering with an investigation? Do you have any comments? And she says, I don't know anything about that. Again, just watch. It's right there on YouTube. We're not making this up. She accused, when she released the original statement, I would never do such a thing. And how dare you? And it's the media that's circulating this rumor. Well, according to the Attorney General's office and according to the sheriff and body cam footage that he watched, you did And you better hope I never get my hands on that footage. You better hope I don't get a transcript of that video. And if you're smart, you'll step down now and just go away. Because the more that you try to deny it, the more that you try to fight this, the worse it's going to get for you. I promise. I will keep knocking on doors and hounding every single person until justice, true justice, is brought to those kids, the victims, the real people, the real ones that need to be protected. Get to a break. If you guys have any comments, questions, feel free to chime in. 661-842-5376, 661-842-KERN. You can also jump in the chat on YouTube. I'll jump in there during the break, respond to some of those. Coming up later, we'll talk to the chairman of the Kern County Democratic Party, Christian Romo, see if he has any thoughts and comments about this case. We'll also talk about the governor's race as Rob Bonta has dropped out, instead electing to run for re-election. Tell you what that means for the rest of the field. Coaching carousel, trans athletes in sports, and a $1.2 million jackpot won by somebody that didn't even realize they were gambling. I'll explain. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. We'll be right back.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Start your day right. First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m.
On the Wednesday edition of the First Look program, we'll talk
God bless. What's up, Ray Ray? I love my liberal fellow man, but I gave up trying to understand them. Is this thing working? Me too. I thought the sheriff said a family member took him to Mary Kay Shell. He did at first because he didn't know for certain, and I guess he ended up looking into that, and I believe he did say that a deputy did take him. Typical of the KHSD. Don't ask, don't tell, even if you're a mandated reporter. Apparently, I'll bet she cut it. Check to Solid today for $50,000 just to have him on standby. Oh, D-boy, don't. I hear it's up to $500,000. $500,000. Solid ain't cheap. Solid ain't cheap. Solid's probably a $10,000, $20,000 retainer. By on its just no. I hear that thing's up to $500,000. And I'm gonna find out who's footing the bill. This family. You can't write off half the country, though. They're still your fellow man. Hey, yes. Yes, yes, and yes. We have to include them in the conversation, include everybody in the conversation. I'm going to get the tape. I got the tape. I'm going to get the tape. I'm going to get transcripts or something, because how are you going to tell me that in Supervisor Leticia Perez's case, which wasn't handled by the sheriff's department, it was handled by the police department, BPD, city, not county, even though Donnie lives right across the street, was probably looking out his blinds. Like, I ain't getting involved in that one. How is it that that criminal report was released when it involved a minor, but yet you're going to tell me that this one can't be released because it involves a minor? I'll find out. I'll put it in. That's not a knock on Donnie or anybody at the sheriff's department or in the county. If that's what they believe, that's what they believe, but we'll find out. I am not done looking into this matter. It's a beautiful day outside. It's almost warm. Had to take the beanie off in exchange for the hat. Welcome back. It's the JR Show, Kern Radio. Check us out online, kernradio.com. Any text messages in there, sir, on this topic before we move on?
At the moment, no.
All right. I was looking in the chat. Some people were talking in there, but I'm not done asking for things. I'll put in another Freedom of Information Act. So see if I can just get at least the report, because I hear there's other things in that report, other things that Scrivener was told to do that night to try to elude the officers. I think Ralph mentioned it yesterday about biting of the fingernails to get rid of any DNA evidence. Would that be in the investigation? Would that be in the deputy's report, that they could visually see that his fingernails had been bitten down? Were the bed sheets washed or attempted to be washed? Which is also another alleged rumor. Would that be in the criminal report? And why can't I have it? I know, I compared it to a case involving another supervisor and spouse in which he sought mental health diversion for threatening minors, and that report was released to the news. Now, I know it's different agencies handling that. I know BPD handled the Leticia Perez case, even though Donnie lives right across the street. I shouldn't tell you all that. He probably looked out the blinds that day on Leticia Perez's thing. He was like, I am not getting involved in that one. No, thank you. That's Bakersfield. That's BPD jurisdiction. I'm gonna let them handle that one. So I know it's different agencies when it's the city handling that one and the county handling this one. But the same laws and the same rules, I would assume, apply. So if that one was okay to be released, why wouldn't this one be? I think that is a fair question, and I'll have to call around. Matter of fact, I think there's a lawyer coming in today, a pretty good one, in fact. One that used to be county counsel. Maybe I'll just ask her when she slips into the hallway, Miss Teresa Goldner, later today. Is she on today? I know she's sometimes back and forth between here and New York.
As far as I am aware, yes, she's supposed to be on today.
Former county counsel, Teresa Goldner. I'll ask her in the hallway. She might know. More questions than answers, unfortunately. We get some answers, but those only lead to more and more questions. And unfortunately, nobody is talking. Got to get to a break. On the other side, we'll talk to the chairman of the Democratic Party, Mr. Christian Romo. Just texted me, said he's in the building. Talk to our good buddy and Democrat. Get his thoughts not only on this case, but the governor race as it begins to heat up. The Clintons, see if he has a comment on them defying a subpoena when it comes to the Epstein case. Trans athletes and a $1.2 million jackpot he didn't even know he was winning. All that coming up. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. We'll be back.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. The Supreme Court seems likely to uphold state laws barring boys and men from playing on girls' and women's school athletic teams. Lower courts ruled for the transgender athletes in Idaho and West Virginia who challenged the state bans, but the conservative-dominated Supreme Court gave no indication after more than 3 hours of arguments Tuesday that it would follow suit. Activists say the death toll from nationwide protests in Iran has surpassed 2,000 people. This level of violence around protests hasn't been seen in Iran in decades. The U.S.-based human rights activist news agency, which has been accurate in previous unrest in recent years, gave the latest toll. On Wall Street, the Dow down by 398 points. The Nasdaq dropped 24. This is SRN News.
From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
I'm Chris Davis. If you got into that traffic mess this morning on Highway 58 and were forced to take a detour, the Highway Patrol said that's all because of a truck fire this morning.
KERN. Now, back to the JR Show.
Welcome back. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. Check us out online, kernradio.com. Also, download the Kern Radio app to your smart device. Take us anywhere you go and stream it live on YouTube. Head over to YouTube, search up Kern Radio, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and you can watch us live in all of our glory. And our guest, too, speaking of which, he is in studio. He is the chairman of the Kern County Democratic Party and a whole bunch of other titles we don't have time to go over. Mr. Christian Romo. Oh, wait, you're also
that's what pays the bills.
Yeah. That's the big one.
Yeah.
I mean, truthfully.
Voluntold. I actually lose money doing that job.
Christian, you're running the party again this year. Okay?
Well,
yeah.
It's a tough job.
It is. It is, especially with you Democrats all fighting sometimes, man, with each other. It's crazy.
With each other, with Trump. It just depends on the day.
It just depends on the day.
Well, Marjorie Taylor Greene is a friend now, so it's okay. We got one more on our team.
Politics makes strange bedfellows, my friend. Look at us.
Look at us.
Look at us. How's it going, man? Good?
It's going good.
How's the new year treating you?
Well, it's been a pretty crazy start to the new year.
It has been.
It's an election year, so it's going to be a big year.
It is. We'll talk about that in a second. Your thoughts on the case I've been discussing, former Supervisor Zach Scrivener?
I think everyone in town and now across the state, I had someone from DC text me about the case. I think everyone, this is going to go national. I really think it's going to go national.
Well, it's both parties are calling for something to change, because this is obviously an injustice here. Whether it's Dr. Jasmeet Baines, whether it's now Vince Wong and Valadeo, whoever it is, Shannon Grove has jumped in. all of them are calling for somebody to do something.
Now, I am glad that it's a bipartisan effort, but I just got to take a little credit that the Dems called him out first. I'm just gonna say it.
I called him out first.
JR did it.
I called him out. I'll keep calling him out, and I'm gonna get the tape, Christian.
You better get.
They don't know me.
We don't need the Epstein files. We want the tapes.
The Epstein files. Speaking of the Epstein files, another thought. If you want to jump in, the Clintons today said they're going to defy a subpoena. No comment.
No, I mean, I know Hillary's not in it, right? I mean, we haven't heard her name hasn't come up.
I would hope
she was not invited to the party.
Well, I would imagine she wouldn't be.
Not that fun.
She's probably not that fun to hang out with.
Now, Bill, if he did something wrong, we need to know.
Now he needs
to step up and.
We know Bill's passed.
So there's some stuff going on there that I think the public is entitled to know, and whether you're Democrat or Republican, the public's entitled to know what you were doing, whether in office or out of office. Because even though he might not have been president when he went anymore, but still, I mean, we need to know, what were you doing? What secrets were you sharing with people?
Right.
That you knew
what can you be blackmailed with?
Yeah.
What's at risk? What's at stake?
Yeah.
So
it comes all the way back to Kern County.
All to Kern County.
Not for the Epstein.
Maybe
some tapes here.
We'll get the tapes.
Yeah,
we'll get the
You'll
tapes.
Get them,
I'm gonna get something. I promise, dude. I'm not gonna stop knocking on doors. I'll find out something. I have my ways. The governor's race is starting to heat up. Attorney General Rob Bonta deciding not going to run.
He's not going to do
not for governor. Going to run re-election for Attorney General.
Honestly, I'm glad, because we have enough people running, for one. Two, it's a safe bet for him. He's polling very well for Attorney General. No one else has said that, at least I know, that they're going to run against him. From the Democratic side, I don't know if Republicans have anyone, but it's a good safe bet for him to continue as AG. He's taken on Trump for many cases, and I've lost count how many court cases he has against him.
Over 100. I think I got an email, because I'll get the press releases from his office. Another court case is filed, and I'm like, you couldn't even win in Kern County, dude. What's up?
Well, he's doing his job, and
he's too busy.
It is what it is. But we have enough candidates for governor. And I guess people feel a little frustrated that there's not one clear front runner, and there's not like a huge big household name.
I like that.
Yeah. I mean, you got to fight for it, right?
That's what I like, and that's why a lot of people know I'm no party preference.
Yeah,
I'm not Democrat. I'm not Republican. I'm registered no party preference. I take it as convince me why I should vote for you, whether you're Democrat, Republican, Independent, Tea Party, whatever. Convince me why I should vote for you, and not just because there's a D or an R next to you.
Yeah, I call you an equal opportunity hater.
That's exactly. I'm not a racist. I hate everybody equally.
Equally.
I think we're all just as worthless as everyone else. Trust me. There's no.
Well, yeah. So for governor's race, I mean, there's a lot of big names like Antonio Villaraigosa.
Yeah, former mayor of LA.
Former mayor of LA.
Who, by the way, did you see? What's his name? Running for mayor of LA now. What's the celebrity?
The
celebrity. Spencer Pratt. Yeah,
that's going to be interesting.
It is, because
I don't like that people are blowing him off.
He has looked into his big thing is the fires, and the Palisades fire, and looking into that corruption, because he was involved in that. He had a house out there or whatever, and so he's looked deeply into that, and that's what his campaign, I think, is going to be based on for mayor of LA.
For sure, and there's enough people that are upset about that. I mean, we had two major fires, probably the most destructive fires in our history.
And where
was the response? Where was the mayor? Where was
the mayor, the governor, the president? Where was anybody? And where's the money?
Yeah,
all the no houses, but all this money gone.
All this money, and the worst part, I hate to say it, these are very affluent, very well connected.
Oh yeah,
they probably donated to all these politicians' campaigns, and they didn't even get responses. So
I mean, not that they need the money.
They don't need the money, but they need the responses. Every
it's their duty as a representative to take care of their constituents, and that is not happening. Does Katie Porter recover from her terrible end of the year? Has she put it behind us?
It hasn't seemed so. I mean, I think people still remember it, and we'll see how long they remember it for, because we still will have 5 more months basically.
And it's going to be brought up during the debates.
It's going to be brought up. They're going to ask about her temper. Maybe she should come on your show and see if she cusses you out. I'm sure you'll cuss her out back.
Well, somebody will go hard on her to see if they can, what the kids call rage bait.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. If you can't control yourself an interview or some tough questions, which is fair of media to ask us tough questions. I signed up for this job. I know how it is.
You come into my lines then.
Yeah, well, yeah, all the time. And, tough questions have been asked, and I'll answer them. And if you can't handle that, I don't think you could be running the 4th largest economy in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just not okay. Xavier Becerra, he was Health and Human Services Secretary for Biden. I don't know if people even know
who he is. Well, yeah, and it comes down to name ID.
It does, yeah.
And right now, I think Katie Porter has probably, at least in the Democratic side, one of the bigger name IDs. Antonio Villaraigosa a little bit, but once you start getting outside of LA and down south, it doesn't carry, I think, as much.
Yeah. And I mean, he hasn't been mayor of LA in 20 years?
Yeah,
I think.
And he's tried to do it before, didn't he?
He tried to run before. He actually did. I'm pretty sure
he came to town.
Yeah,
I think we had him in the studio,
and he won Kern County, I think. I have to look it up.
Wow.
He might have won Kern County because there was a few Republicans running, a few Democrats running, but he won Kern County. And honestly, it's not an endorsement, but I do know the guy. He has expressed interest in helping out Kern County, which I think is a big deal.
Yeah.
And for the oil industry, which many oil industry people have supported him, I think he can make a difference. And look, at the end of the day, I know this is a conservative county, and it's going to vote red for at least a little while longer. But I think at the end of the day, California is always going to be a Democratic state. So it's like, are you going to go with Republican? And I don't want to say throw your vote away because that's not true. But maybe you should vote for a Democrat that would maybe go a little bit more in your favor rather than like a Katie Porter.
Do you think? Wow, sounds like you don't support Katie Porter.
I don't know anybody right now.
Even Steve Hilton or Chad Bianco, the two Republicans in the race.
They gained a lot of momentum.
Steve Hilton reported today he's outgained everybody $7 million.
Yeah, no, and the money's going to be there. But I mean, to really outnumber the Democrats in LA, in San Francisco, in San Diego now, Orange County got flipped more recently. I mean, it's going to be tough to take out any Democrat, whoever it is. In the general, I mean, California is going to remain a Democratic state, whether you like it or not. I mean, I don't agree with Democrats most of the time. Sometimes those are my biggest headaches.
That's why you guys are purple down here.
We are.
I like to call you the purple.
They call us Dallycrats. I don't know if that's good or bad, but it's up for debate. But I think if some Republicans want to just keep an open mind and say, if we got to go with a Democrat to lead the state, maybe pick the best Democrat for Kern County, who's going to support oil, ag. All of our energy industries here, who's going to make sure that law enforcement's protected, that kind of stuff, that the things that Kern County cares about. And really, we are the breadbasket of the world.
We
are.
Energy, we feed
capital,
it, we supply
we defend it. We do it. We do it all. And really, they should be protecting Kern County's interests.
You would think they would be.
Yeah.
You would think they would be. Does a Republican have a chance to make it out of the primary?
I think a Republican makes it out of the primary. There's two solid Republicans.
Does it hurt or help that there's two of them? Because it seems to me it doesn't hurt the Democratic field as much to have multiple candidates as it does when you have one or two Republicans.
The two Republicans, and they're, I wouldn't say
they hurt each other.
Well, they do hurt each other, but I mean, they're also two different brands of Republican.
Yeah.
I mean, one's more, I would say MAGA. Not that the sheriff isn't, because I think he is. He supported Trump.
Yeah.
Publicly.
Right.
But I think Hilton's a little bit more to the right of that. But Bianco being a sheriff, I mean, that's very well liked. It's admirable, and it's something that it's one of the top issues in the state. Crime. How do we address crime? How do we make sure that pedophiles are locked up? There's those issues that I think Republicans are going to have to figure out. Okay, again, are we going to go with a more radical right type of Republican, a Trump Republican, or we're going to go more moderate, which is where the state is going, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Especially if you're not going to really get a Republican elected to office. Well, if I were Republican, I'd be going with a more moderate Republican in California. That's all I have to say. But I'm not Republican, so you don't have to listen.
So you don't have to listen to it. Yeah. Your thoughts on the Valadeo Jasmeet Baines race? Does she have a chance?
It depends on the day. If the election was held today, I'd say she would.
Does the gerrymandering help any?
It does. So it became a more solid Democratic seat,
which was crazy.
Latino seat,
because it was already a Democratic seat.
And I think that's what I kept having this discussion with Kathy Abernathy specifically, because we had a few debates that you're going to make it more Democratic. It was already Democratic.
It was already there.
And it still was held by a Republican for many terms, a white Republican,
Portuguese
Republican. whatever you want to consider Portuguese.
He knows Spanish, kind of.
Yeah, he knows Spanish.
Spanish.
I mean, it doesn't mean that it's going to go to a Democrat. I mean, we still, whoever it is, because there's actually 2 Democrats running.
Oh, yeah.
Randy Villegas, who's a PhD, Bakersfield native. I went to high school with him, actually. Nice guy. And then Dr. Baines, who, healthcare is her front and center goal and platform issue.
Which could be big in the race, yeah.
2 solid Democrats running against a Republican. It's going to come out to turnout. Who could get their message out to the district? And it includes a lot of rural areas. It's not just Bakersfield. I mean, it's very rural. You're going to have to go out to the middle of nowhere and knock on doors.
And not just knock on doors, but get them to go out and vote. And that's always, for me, at least looking at it, has been the problem in that district. Like we said, it's been a Democratic district. And as much as when we were going to pass, Prop 60 that changed the lines or whatever, all I kept saying was, look, you can change all the lines you want to. The problem isn't the lines. The problem is turnout for Democrats sometimes in these areas.
Yeah. Now, for every other seat in California, I think they're going to be solid Dem. I mean, any seat that now became a Democratic seat is going to win. This is the one that it's a toss-up. I would still call it 50-50, and it's going to come down to, I'd say, maybe 1,000 votes.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe even less. I mean, honestly, in that 1,000 range, it's going to be close. Even though I think Democrats have the momentum right now, I think we're going to take back the House. And actually, statistically speaking, they're saying that if we take back the Valadeo seat, it's probably an 80% chance that we take back the House. I read that in a report somewhere.
A lot hinges on right here in the Valley.
I'd say this is going to be the most expensive race in the country.
Do you think so?
I think so.
More money poured in?
More money poured in. The interesting part is that Valadeo has always had McCarthy in the past. McCarthy, I haven't seen him in a while.
I saw him.
Oh, really?
I saw a picture of him.
Does that count?
It was at the craps table.
Oh.
At the Hard Rock over the weekend.
Dang, I missed him.
I'm dead serious.
Really?
I'll show you the picture. I was gonna post it. Somebody sent it to me, and they were like, "Hey, look, it's K-Mac at the craps table."
Good for him.
And his wife was right next to him.
Retirement.
Yeah.
Or I don't know what he's up to, but
he's working.
He's working.
He's working.
Just different rooms.
Just different rooms.
Well, good for him.
Well, thanks for stopping by, buddy.
I love it.
I appreciate the conversation. We'll have to do this more often.
It's fun. Well, it's election year, so I'm gonna be here a lot.
Oh yeah, I know. I don't know if you saw our mutual friend Matthew Martin was here last week.
I did. Yeah.
Kind of discussing the same things. We're going to get into little roundtables throughout the year, and I know we've discussed some things and doing some things outside with the podcast and stuff in different places. So
it'll be a fun year.
It's going to be a fun year, and we'll try to bring all the voters the information they need to make the
real information
to make a decision on their own.
Yeah, no fake news here.
No fake news here. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Christian Romo, he is the chairman of the Kern County Democratic Party. He is also the chief of staff of Kern County Supervisor Leticia Perez. He also sits on, what other boards do you sit on?
I am a delegate to the state party.
Delegate.
I am a lot. I have a long resume.
I'm surprised.
I should probably update my LinkedIn.
You probably should. You probably should. And you're young, dude.
I'm turning 30 this year, JR.
Look.
That's a little old.
Wow.
Kind of.
What I do to be 30 again.
I'm the last of the millennials.
Are you?
Yeah.
I think
every millennial is 30 now, or over 30.
I think I'm Gen X.
That seems fun. You have fun.
I do, but that's what's great is we're kind of, different generations, but still discussing politics.
You're young at heart.
I don't feel young. The body is aging on me. It is aging on me. Thanks again for stopping by, friend.
Thank you.
Got to get to a break. On the other side, we'll tell you, speaking of gambling, no, not K-Mac. Somebody won a $1.2 million jackpot and didn't even know he was gambling. I'll explain. Plus, more NFL coaches going away. We'll tell you which ones and where they might end up. All that coming up next. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. We'll be right back. I don't even know where the story's at. No, it's not out of here. He has dementia.
Coming up on the
And
Wednesday
he
edition
thinks
of the
he's
Clay Travis and
buying
Buck
a
Sexton
Dr.
Show. There's
Pepper
an
out of a
investigation
freaking
going on
soda
of
machine.
picture to
I don't know if the
Romo
story's real,
Powell.
but I
What does this
looked
mean?
it up.
Also,
I looked it up a
Trump
bunch of
about
times,
the
and there's a couple of
possibility
news
of
outlets
lowering
picking it up.
credit
But I'm
card
like,
interest rate to 10%.
he has dementia. Thought he was buying a Dr. Pepper.
My friend, we'll get into that, plus the ongoing aftermath of that shooting in Minneapolis with the ICE officer.
Coming up for like 2 months, I was like, I swear to God, if this is a crackhead that just doesn't know where the ticket's at.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
no, it was Fraser Park.
Yeah,
I think it was Fraser Park. Yeah, what are the mountain folk?
Yeah.
No offense to mountain folk.
Somewhere up there.
Somewhere up
And
there.
I was like, it's a crackhead. I'm gonna be so sad. I need that money.
I need that. That's hilarious, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I gotta get back to my day job.
Appreciate it, man. But yeah, I was talking to Matthew. He said he's down for that, and I was in Casey's on last Thursday. And Cassie said she's down, dude.
Ready for a fresh start or career reboot? And My Computer Career prep for a more recession-resistant future in the high-demand fields of IT, cybersecurity, in months, not years, including AI. Whether you're starting out or switching careers, no prior training is needed. Attend school online from home or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu to take the free career evaluation today. mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including EA benefits.
Look, folks, when it comes to IT support, not all companies are the same. Many make big promises, but very few have the depth of talent, advanced systems, and proven solutions that Grapevine MSP brings to the table. At Grapevine MSP, they don't just fix problems, they prevent them. Their fully managed IT services keep your systems running smoothly and securely 24/7. So when something happens at 2 o'clock in the morning, you're not provider, Grapevine MSP's local team is already on it with advanced network monitoring. And calling you to say it's already been handled. Their dedicated cybersecurity team protect you daily from evolving threats while their industry
Yeah, boy. That was fun. Did you guys enjoy that?
All this for one simple, transparent monthly rate. Call 661-377-2992 or visit grapevinemsp.com to schedule the free network evaluation today. Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
The Armstrong and Getty Show, weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the JR Show.
Oh, I would wait for the hook, but then YouTube will get upset and everything like that. But you guys can sing it if you know it. Welcome back. It's the JR Show. I want to thank my friend Christian Romo. He is chairman of the Kern County Democratic Party for stopping by. He's always very, very busy, as he's also the chief of staff for Supervisor Leticia Perez, but kind enough to take his time out to talk politics with us today. You'll be seeing a lot more of Christian, not only him, but my other friend, Matthew Martin, who is one of the leaders of the Republican Party here in Kern County. And so we'll have plenty of discussions this year as we move into an election year. So thank you to Christian Romo for stopping by. All right, let me tell you, well, is there any text messages, I guess, before I get to this message? Anybody have anything to say? 661-842-5376. What's his name's in there? Chris Parlier, former city councilman, who had stepped aside from the city council when he got sick and had to go for treatment, and that's how we got our favorite, not our favorite, but the very talented Manpreet Kaur. So thanks, Chris Parlier. But now, yeah, he's stepped into former Supervisor Zach Scribner's seat. So I would assume that he would keep running. Now it's going to get interesting for supervisors because a few of them are terming out. But not only that, Supervisor David Couch, if I remember, is running for Stan Ellis's seat that used to be Vince Fong's seat. So be a few openings there, not only on the Kern County Board of Supervisors, but the City Council is going to have a few openings as well. I believe it is odd numbers this year. So that would place Eric Arias, who I don't think is going anywhere. Nobody probably wants to even run for that seat, so he's pretty safe. And then number 3 is Ken Weir, who, in my opinion, should step aside since he is undergoing treatment for cancer. And that's not me being insensitive to his treatments. That's just me being realistic. If you missed half of the meetings last year, you probably should step aside. As much as you say that you're being told and briefed on everything, you probably at least need to show up to the meetings, in my opinion. So that's seat 3 on the city council. Number 5 is Bob Smith. If you can see me on YouTube, I've got a giant smile because I can't wait. Boy, I can't wait. Let me get my hands on those documents as well. Boy, I can't wait. So he'll be running. I know there's at least one, if not 2 different candidates lined up to take on Bob Smith. And then Manpreet Kaur is Ward 7. So it'll be her turn as well. So a lot heating up. And then we have Andre, wannabe assemblyman. If he wins that race, and I'm still torn on how I feel about Andre being an assemblyman, is as much as I don't like his leadership and where he has taken the city and wasted tax dollars. I kind of want him to get elected because, like I said before, that gets him off my city council. Up in Sacramento, he's one of 67. His vote, he doesn't even, I mean, it's the perfect, I've said it, it's the perfect do-nothing job for Andre. Just show up. Half the time he doesn't even have to. But when you're one of 67 in Sacramento, your vote, not as powerful. When you're one of 7 city council members, when half of them don't even pay attention to what's really going on, and you can just kind of run amok, spend whatever you want, it matters. And so I'm torn on whether trying to get Andre elected or trying to derail his campaign. Oh, and it's Father Andre. I forgot. We have a new nickname for Andre Gonzalez. He's not just our favorite city councilman. He's not just wannabe assemblyman. He's also Father Andre. That's right. One of the nonprofits that Andre Gonzalez runs is classified as a church on the documents. Now, people would sit there and argue and tell you, well, Stewart's Inc., that technically was started as kind of like started by, church. And so therefore, technically, Father Andre. So next time you guys see Andre, ask him if he can give a blessing to you, or maybe he can take your confessions and say some Hail Marys and help you out. So I'm torn. We'll see how I feel as the election campaign heats up for Andre. Okay, and the other story about the guy that won the $1.2 million. Before we get out of here, one not here in town. It wasn't up at Hard Rock. It wasn't here locally. I didn't even read the complete story to find out exactly where it was. I had to search to make sure, and I'm still not sure the story is legitimate, but a few news people have picked up on it. A guy wins $1.2 million. He's a retired veteran, and he has dementia. And he thought he was buying a Dr. Pepper from a soda machine. I wish I had that kind of luck. Now, I'm not trying to make fun of the situation of the guy with dementia, but he thought he was buying a Dr. Pepper. No, he was putting his money in a slot machine and won $1.2 million. Which asks the question, who gets that money? If he doesn't even realize it and he's slipping, who gets the money? I'm going to go buy some more Dr. Peppers at the Hard Rock. I got to get out of here. Stay tuned for the Ralph Bailey Show. More on the Zach Scrivener case, plus former county council Teresa Goldner. This is the JR Show. Lily, Dad loves you. All right, you guys, I got to get out of here. Got to go pick up my daughter. Watch out. Go follow us on social media if you're not. Find all our clips. We're putting out more shorts and all that. It's fun stuff. You guys share them with your friends. Tell everybody about us. All right, you guys, thanks for joining us. Be good.